Hi, I'm Stephanie, and you're listening to At Home with AI, relatable AI for regular people. Have you ever seen that iconic quote that goes something like, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do art and writing, not the other way around? I don't know about you, but that definitely resonates with me. But I gotta laugh because NotebookLM lately has literally helped me do my laundry. It's a really underrated tool. NotebookLM essentially creates a closed-off AI experience that's limited strictly to your sources. So it's not as likely to make things up or hallucinate things like regular large language models occasionally do. I use this all the time at work to reference sets of sources. Like I might want to ask questions about policies or create a presentation based on a giant list of articles. But I've been finding uses outside of work too, and one of those is having a NotebookLM with every single one of my appliance manuals in it. So I no longer have to flip through a 200-page paper manual to figure out what an error code means or how can I wash jeans in my new washing machine. I just ask my NotebookLM. I even put the app on my phone because I don't want to bring my laptop down to the basement. So, for example, I got a new washer and dryer recently, and I didn't really understand the difference between some of the cycles. For example, I asked NotebookLM what the difference between the express and normal cycle was other than just the amount of time. And it was able to break down the details from the manual in a more understandable way. If you want to try this yourself, it's really easy. Download copies of your appliance manuals. Sometimes you can find them on the manufacturer websites. And then you can visit notebooklm.google.com and you click on the Create New button and you can upload those manuals. And NotebookLM, the idea is creating one notebook per topic. So once you've added the manuals, you can use the chat to ask questions. And when you get responses, you'll notice there's some little numbers in the responses, and those are references back to your source materials. You can mouse over those numbers to find out exactly where NotebookLM found its answer. You see a quote from the actual source. And another thing in NotebookLM that's really fun are the studio features. That's the right sidebar. That lets you kind of distill your sources into different mediums like a podcast, a video, a slide deck. You can even generate quizzes or flashcards. I was interested in making sure that I was actually taking care of my appliances right. So I experimented with some ways to use those studio features to create a maintenance schedule. I used 3 specific studio features. I used the data table, the infographic, and the slide deck. And a quick tip when you're using those studio features, some of them have a little pencil icon in it, and that lets you customize the result. And that's where the magic really happens. You're not just getting a generic table or a generic slide deck. You're getting it targeted to exactly the use case that you want. So for example, I clicked on the pencil icon on one of those features and I said, create a maintenance schedule for all of my appliances. And when it came to my maintenance schedule, I found that each of the formats I used had its own strength. I liked how detailed the data table was, but it did feel a little bit overwhelming. So I actually took that data into Gemini and then asked it to make a weekly and monthly plan based on the table. And that was a little bit more digestible. The infographic might have been the most useful. Maybe I'm a visual person, but it was a lot of information to fit in one graphic. And the slide deck was kind of cool too because it could spread out all that dense information over many slides. You can see some of the examples that I generated on my Substack. The address is athomewithai.substack.com. And the visuals I found especially helpful. For example, I didn't realize that I was supposed to be leaving my washer's detergent dispenser drawer open to air dry. I had no idea, but when I actually saw it open in the picture, it hit home. I finally got it. So I'm always finding new uses for NotebookLM. I really use it a lot at work. I really love it. And I'd be curious if you found other ways to use it at home. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know.